Hello, my dear friends. Once again, I welcome you to Marriage Without Tears channel. It has been an awesome time, an awesome week indeed, and it's my gladness to also be with you once again. It's an awesome season, and I hope you are having a nice time in your marriage. I hope your home is in peace. That is very, very important, especially in these austere times. So I welcome you. My name once again is Felix Okeke. I'm your marriage counselor and coach. Tonight, we are discussing a topic simply titled, Getting Back Your Man. Are you a woman out there and somehow you found out that your husband is in the arms of another woman, or your man whom you so much treasure has walked away from you? There are reasons, there are things you need to do to actually bring him home, to bring him back. It's very, very important that you listen to this, because many women get it all wrong. Once they discover that their man is in the arms of another woman, they become agitative, they become angry, they go into pity parties, they start crying every day, they lose their strength, lose their flavor, lose everything. You see them, they are tattered and torn. It's as if the whole world is collapsing on them. This is the wrong move. This is the wrong move. Some of them will also go into looking for their friends, chatting with their friends, complaining, throwing everything, open to their friends. Before you know it, those friends will start giving them counsels that are contrary. You understand? Because your friends don't know your husband, your friends don't know your man, they have not been with your man, especially in a close quarters, they have not been with him, they don't know his character. So whatever counsel they are going to give you will be based on their own individual experiences, what is happening in their own homes, which is different from what is happening in yours. So whatever the counsel they are going to give you may not work. Actually, it may actually be contrary. I've also seen a whole lot of women in this period in time, they do all manner of things. Some of them will pick up the person and start heading to the woman's place to destroy things. It will not augur well, because in some certain circumstances I've seen the men, instead of running to the arms of their spouses, they start even defending their girlfriend. I have seen it happen several times. So whatever you are doing right now, please rest it. Let us talk together. This is a very important production, and I want you to pay ultimate attention. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so immediately. Look at this red button by my side, click on it, and let's do this week after week to the glory of God. The very first thing you must do if you discover that your man has walked away, is in the arms of another woman, is to open up an honest communication channel with him. Begin to discuss with him. Find a way to get him to discuss with you. Be honest about your discussions. Don't be accusatory. Don't point accusing fingers. Don't begin to use, rabid words. Don't begin to criticize him. Don't begin to see him from a negative perspective. Don't begin to use negative words. Just an honest, candid communication. Let him know your feelings. Let him know how the relationship or what you have, whether it's marriage or just a living relationship, let him know how it gone down. Let him know how the joy has depleted simply because of what is going on. Let him know clearly that the joy you have concerning this marriage, concerning this relationship, has been cast to the dustbin. Let him know some of the things that you are missing or that is missing. In the process of openly discussing with him honestly, he may also warm up to you and open up to you some of the things that have gone wrong, or where your mind never even went to. You may actually be the one pointing at him, but you don't know that actually the reason why he walked away is from you. Maybe you are paying more attention to your career, to your business, to your spiritual life, to all manner of things except him. Maybe it is just you. Maybe it's because of the way you dress. Maybe it's because of other engagements that have taken your attention from him. And he has sought you several times and you are no longer listening. So you may need to actually open communication channel with him right now. If he's far away, you can take a trip to where he is. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. Before your marriage becomes a history, it is very important. Open up communication channel with him. Don't accuse him. But in the process of time, weigh some of the things he's saying and know whether you are the one at fault in this thing. Because it takes two to tango. It's very important. Very, very important. The second thing you may also need to do is to take a closer look at yourself. point the torchlight at yourself. Because many times when this thing happens, it's always, oh, my man has messed up, he has done this, he has trampled upon what we had, he has done this, he has done that. You are pointing a accusing finger on him, but you never take note of the three thumbs that are actually pointing at you. Because the reality is that there are certain things that went amiss in that relationship. And if you check properly, it might have well been you, it might have well been your fault. So what are the areas of default from your own side? If you discover those areas, then you can start a process of self-improvement. I have seen women, because they got carried away by their profession, they no longer go to the kitchen, not knowing that it is your culinary skill that actually won the heart of your husband towards you. Now you no longer cook for him. Now you have left him in the hand of a housemaid who knows nothing about cookery. So these are the things. You may be surprised that if you get back to the kitchen and begin to give him those kind of meals that he used to treasure, he will no longer be going outside to eat. Maybe it's in the process of going outside to eat that he met the person that he has fallen in love with. So if you get back to the kitchen, you may have a chance of winning him back. Maybe he became what he became simply because you are no longer validating him. You don't pay him attention. He has sought you several times and you are not there. So maybe that's the reason. Maybe there's a friend you have been cohorting with, and each time he wants you, I don't want to find you in the midst of social, and you don't want to give him a listening ear. So somehow he's beginning to lose, his charisma as a man towards you. You are not taking the relationship for granted. So he seeks advice, he seeks the partnership or the companionship of someone whom he can open up and can afford to be vulnerable towards. This is why he has sauntered outside of that relationship and outside of that marriage. So if you take a closer look at yourself, it may be an opportunity to discover a place of self-improvement, and then you begin to take care of that end. And I also want you to know that this is also a time to also be involved in activities that will make you to be fulfilled as a woman. Because somehow you have left everything about his fulfillment, about self-fulfillment. You are no longer, this is the time to check back within yourself and see whether there are areas where you can get involved that can give you an inner joy. Don't let your joy be entirely about him. Let other things give you joy. It's very, very important indeed. And then, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so immediately. There's a red button by my side. Look at this red button. Once you click on it, you get subscribed and you become part of this wonderful channel to the glory of God. I will give you the third one. I'm going to give you actually 5, but I will give you the third one right now. The third one I want to tell you is that trust, when betrayed, is a gradual process for it to be rebuilt. I want you to have that at the back of your mind. It will take you a lot of spiritual, emotional, physical investment to rebuild a trust that has been betrayed. So it is not a one-time affair. It is something you have to sow emotionally by rekindling the fire of your marriage. I have seen so many people, they become withdrawn in such periods in time. The more withdrawn you are, the more, you are sending him out. So trust needs to be rebuilt. You have to, you have to rebuild intimacy. You have to rebuild the love. You have to rebuild the trust. You have to start going out together, doing things that you need to used to do in those periods in time. Very, very, very important. Know it at the back of your mind that you are in another level. Even the Bible says a righteous man falleth 7 times. So know that in this time is the time of rising, helping him to get back on his feet, helping him to rebuild the trust. So you must do so. It's not a time of using acerbic words. It's not a time of clamping up. It's not a time of, it's not a time of being accusatory. It's not a time of criticizing every of his move. No, this is the time to rebuild trust. And in rebuilding trust, you also rebuild intimacy. You rebuild the love. You rebuild the attention. You rebuild everything that will bring the joy back. Your season now is the season of bringing the joy back. So what are you doing now to bring the joy back? What are you doing right now to bring the joy back? See those areas where you have failed and see whether you can reignite the joy in that area. And I can see I can tell you your man will come running back to your arms. Very, very important. And the fourth thing I want to tell you in this time is, but before I tell you that, I want to ask you, have you actually subscribed to this channel? Because many people just watch this channel, they take one or two things and then they click off, they go to, no. You need to subscribe to this channel because there are so many things we discuss in this channel that will bring joy to your marriage, that will bring a kind of revival to that humdrum marriage, that will restore the excitement in your marriage. So you need to subscribe. How do you do that? Click this red button by my side and subscribe. Once you click on it, you become part of this channel. And I can tell you this around there, we are heading out to almost 170 something videos. I mean, there are so many videos in this channel actually. Once you click on it, become member and then go through our playlist, you will see things that will make your marriage joyful. Now, the fourth thing that you must do is forgiveness. It is a time to forgive. Because without forgiveness, there will be no healing. And without healing, there will be no restoration. Forgiveness is very, very important at this period in time. I have seen people, instead of taking on forgiveness, they continue to regurgitate, that ill feeling, that negativism, that thing that has been bottled up inside. At the slightest opportunity, they bring it back. They become like a volcano. It's like a hidden volcano. At the slightest opportunity, it erupts. So that is what some women do, and it does not augur well in circumstances like this. You must realize that if you fail to forgive, you yourself will not live a sound life. So the only way you can become vulnerable again and become gracious again is to also to be gracious in forgiveness. Know it at the back of your mind that we are all human beings, and what happened to him can also happen to you if, for whatever reason, your guards are let down. It can happen to you. So if you know that at the back of your mind, and you also know that the fact that he is coming back to you shows that you are on a winning streak. You are on a winning streak. So you have to open up your mind to forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean that you condone his activities. No. Forgiveness simply means letting bygones be bygones. Yes, you may remember those painful periods. Yes. But the fact that you remember them does not mean that you have to allow those painful periods to rule in your behavior, in your actions. No, if you allow that, then it means you have started the process of sending him away all over again. Because if a man realizes that you have not actually forgiven him, there is something that tells him that he's wasting his time with you. That is the truth about it. So let forgiveness be at the core of your heart. Learn to forgive him. Learn to forgive him. So that in days to come, if such a thing or a similar circumstance may occur, he will also have it in his hand that you have invested in the area of forgiveness unto him in the past, and he'll be willing to forgive. Very, very important. Forgiveness is at the center of every marriage that will go the distance. So learn to forgive him. That is the fourth thing I will say. And then the final thing I want to let you know this day, if you have tried number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and it's still not working, and that man is still out there doing whatever he's doing, then the next thing you need to do is to seek for counsel from a marriage therapist. I always say from a marriage therapist. Please, like I said earlier, don't go seeking for counsel from the hands or from the hearts of you are supposedly friends who don't know anything about counseling. Your hairdresser who is even having an eye on your husband. Don't go seeking for counsel from such places. Don't seek for counsel from those who don't know anything about marriage or who are not even involved in marriage. I have seen people who seek for counsel from even single women. That is appalling. Seek for counsel from a counselor, somebody who is trained to handle marital conditions, who is able to look at you eyeball to eyeball and tell you whose ox is God. It's very, very important. Not somebody who will be, who will like to side you. Don't seek for counsel from your parents. Because I have seen situations where parents side their own offspring. No matter whatever has happened, they try to side their man or try to side their woman. No. Seek for counsel from a trained counselor. If you can't find a trained counselor in your vicinity, look for an elderly couple that you can trust their marriage, that you have looked at their own marriage, and you see a semblance of what to look out for in your own marriage. Such a couple, an elderly couple that are very, very older than you. These are the people who can sit you down and give you counsel on what to do at this period in time. Very, very important. And any person that is telling you to walk away from your home simply because there is an adulterous affair, or because your husband is having an affair, you should pack your things and leave. That person is making a very big mistake, because there's no righteous man out there. I must tell you. You know, we are all righteous because someone paid the price for our unrighteousness. You know, so nobody is righteous out there. So all you need to do is to be, be patient enough, be graceful enough, be persistent, be committed to your union. And at the end of the day, joy shall be restored to the glory of God. I thank you very much for taking time to listen to this particular edition. Please, if you're out there, you have a friend, you have a brother, you have a sister that is going through marital problems, especially based on the topic we are discussing this very particular day, please try to recommend our channel to him and recommend this very particular edition, recommend it to him or her, and the joy of the Lord will be restored to that union to the glory of God. I thank you very much. And before you check out, please subscribe to this channel, click this red button, and become part of this channel. And let's do this again next week. Have an awesome time. Thank you very much.